Welcome to First in Fantasy. My name is Sam Dietz, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you 7 players that I think could have amazing revenge seasons.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
What is a revenge season, you might ask? Well, like the greats from our time, John Wick.
I'm thinking I'm back.
Or Maximus from Gladiator. These are dudes who went on revenge tours, and I see that happening for a handful of players this season. Typically, this is going to be with players who are in a new environment, maybe went through a bad divorce with an organization, and are going to be on one, as they say, for at least 1 year. Oftentimes, with the best revenge candidates, I see they can produce 1 great year. This is going to be one of the most fun, most interesting videos you can watch as you head into your draft. Draft season is upon us, and if you like a little juice with your players, a little narrative like I do, then these are guys you are not going to want to miss in your draft. Starting with, drum roll please, AJ Brown of the now New England Patriots. Now, I did say in another video I posted a few weeks ago that I'm out on AJ Brown this year, and here is why I said I was out on him. It is because his physical metrics dropped last season. This is just a fact. His speed numbers slowed down. His win success rate slowed down. But you know what was at an all-time low? Was his chemistry and his role in that offense. He was clearly pissed off. And the optimistic side of me looks at the pessimistic character of AJ Brown and says, and I think we all got this vibe, he was not happy.
Let's put a smile on that face.
I don't know if he was putting in full effort. He seemed like he was completely out on the offense, like everyone else was in Philly, and we will get to Philly. We're going to talk about them, don't worry. But he still managed to squeak over 1,000 yards. He still had 7 touchdowns. I'm not saying that's amazing, but for a dude who's played 7 seasons and 6 of them have been 1,000 yards, and now he goes from a run-first offense, which was, you know, Kevin Patullo, don't get me started on him again, but he was like the worst offensive coordinator I've ever seen. I've never seen someone do so little with so much. Like, he literally got handed the keys to a Maserati that just won the Super Bowl with all the same pieces, and he just dumbed it down to nothing. It was horrible. Well, okay, so AJ Brown's pissed, and he gets to go to the Patriots, the pass-happy Patriots, with Drake May, who in his own right has some revenge on his shoulders. Like, he didn't win MVP. He makes it all the way to the Super Bowl, but everyone's like, you are a fraud. Your team's a fraud. Mike Vrabel's a fraud and a liar.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Lot of drama over there. But now it's like the Patriots almost have to prove something because they had such an easy schedule last season that it wasn't a fluke. And you know what? To their credit, they went out and got AJ Brown. They also got Romeo Doubs. They are committed to making this season work and to making Drake May a superstar and to bring the Patriots back to where they were back in the Tom Brady days. And the Patriots didn't go and get AJ Brown for nothing, right? They gave up a first-round draft pick for him. They committed to him. He is going to be their alpha. Like, if there's one player I've been swayed on a decent amount, it's AJ Brown, and it's simply narrative. And like, remember, he was with Mike Vrabel in Tennessee, right? So Vrabel believes in this guy. He knows how good he is. It's like they both go do their own thing, and then they come back together, and it's like, I could see them just peppering AJ Brown this year to be like, hey, he was not the problem in Philadelphia, and wow, we got a steal out of this guy. And Vrabel is that dude, right? He was the guy, like, having Drake May throw 5-6 touchdown passes on the Jets when they have 40-0 just so he could try and get him MVP. He has, like, no chill. He's so unchill. He's banging Diana Rossini with his family and wife on the side.
Don't like that.
All that to be said, one of the players I have turned on. Now, I am not saying I am, like, overly bullish on AJ Brown because the metrics are real and they concern me, but this dude, there's something about him. He's a character, and when you have characters, he's a diva wide receiver. These dudes like to show up when they're pissed off. So all I'm saying is I think his ADP is more fair than I thought it was initially if you can buy into this narrative, which I'm buying into right now. So if you're taking AJ Brown in the second round, top of the second, as your wide receiver 1, or even maybe your wide receiver 2 because you are going wide receiver, I think it's going to be a good pick, and I think it's going to be a really fun watch. Before I forget, if you guys are enjoying the video at all, please hit the like and subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. All right, now let's go on to player number 2, and this is sort of weird. This is actually going to be a team, and that is the Philadelphia Eagles that divorced with AJ Brown. There was so much animosity. I won't harp on it too much, but like, clearly there's something up between Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, and at some point something happened, and neither of them are talking about it, but you can tell they just despise each other. I think Nick Sirianni was embarrassed last season. Like, it was his buddy he gave the offensive coordinator job to and had to fire after a year. They get a new offensive coordinator in Sean Mannion this season. Here's the good thing about what Mannion is installing to the Eagles offense. It's a lot more stuff under center for Jalen Hurts, which is going to open up the play action. It's going to open up more for Saquon. It's going to open up more for Jalen Hurts' legs on the rollouts. When Hurts is under center, things are much better for the Eagles. They have all 5 starting linemen healthy. Something a lot of people don't talk about is just how in shambles that offensive line was last season. And according to PFF grades, if this line stays healthy, it's one of the best in the NFL. You get Devonta Smith, who has had to play second fiddle to AJ Brown and all his antics over the last 5 years. And now he has something to prove as a wide receiver 1. So very similar to the Patriots wanting to feed AJ Brown, I could see the Eagles very similarly saying, hey, we're going to feed Devonta Smith. He is going to have better numbers than you had last season, and he's going to show us that he is a better wide receiver 1 than you were at your time of leaving. And we made the right decision in the divorce. And they also get Mekhi Lemon there to give Devonta Smith some support, so he's not going to be doubled and be in tough situations all the time. I can't tell you, I have so many shares of the Eagles offense. I am just all in on them. I've got Jalen Hurts as my QB2. I've got Saquon going at the top of the second above all the running backs in that cluster. I've drafted him like crazy. To me, if you see those Eagles players this year, snatch them up. I think even better than one player on a revenge tour is an entire team on a revenge tour. And this is a team that, unlike the Patriots, got to the Super Bowl and lost and had an easy path. The Eagles went through a tough route 2 years ago and they won the thing. So like, they know they can get there, and I think they really want to get back without Brown in the mix. Moving on to our next player, and that is Kenneth Walker III. Just one of the silkiest, strongest running backs in the NFL. Just won Super Bowl MVP for the Seahawks. So you would think the Seahawks would come out, especially with Charbonnet getting injured towards the end of the season and Walker like carrying a bunch of that load through the playoffs and Super Bowl, that they would bring him back. They'd be like, dude, this guy is going to play here forever. He's going to be our franchise guy. He's going to go in our Ring of Fame. What do? They let him walk. They drafted Jarian Price, the rookie, and they're like, it's a running back. The NFL has no shortage of disrespect for running backs. Well, you know who needed a running back really bad? Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, because Patrick Mahomes has not had a run game in frickin' forever. And when you don't have a run game, defenses can drop back. It makes your life very difficult. Well, here's what the Chiefs have done over the last years. They have gone and bolstered the offensive line. They now get one of the elite running backs in the NFL. He is like a tier 2 guy. I would put him like right below talent-wise, like Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. Like, he is right there, you guys. He is a fantastic runner. If he gets space, he's gone. He can shake people. He can juke. Like, he is an amazing running back.
Oh, I like that.
And Kansas City paid him 3 years, $43 million. Like, first off, the Chiefs don't do that with a lot of players. They're kind of like the Patriots, where they're a little savvy, a little cheap sometimes, like back in the Bill Belichick days. That is a big number from the Kansas City Chiefs, and they are paying him like he is going to be their workhorse RB1. I've heard some people, you know, he's a little banged up. He has an injury history, and people are in the preseason already being like, I told you he couldn't be a bell cow running back. I told you he couldn't do it, be a 3-down back. He just did it. We just watched it for Seattle, right? And he crushed it all season long, and when it mattered most, and he was just the sole back, he was unbelievable. If you've watched my other videos, you know I think Kansas City as a whole is going to be on a revenge tour this year. I think they're going to win their division after not making the playoffs last season. And I think Kenneth Walker III, Patrick Mahomes rushers, Everyone's going to benefit, and I think this offense is going to be one of the best in the NFL. He's one of my favorite revenge candidates. Next is going to be a dude who has expressed just how jaded he was last season and where he's at in his career, and that is David Montgomery, right? This dude was with the Lions, and he was a really good back there. He was splitting touches with Jahmyr Gibbs. They're an amazing 1-2 punch until the Lions just decided, you know what? Jahmyr Gibbs is just pretty much better at almost everything because he's just this like elite freak. And so they basically phased Montgomery out, especially like the second half of last season. And he was very frustrated, and I honestly don't blame him because he's a really good back. Like, I've got a friend who is like a diehard Bears fan, and we always talk about David Montgomery, right? Because he played for the Bears before the Lions, and he's like, what would you rate him out of 10? If I'm rating David Montgomery out of 10, I'm probably giving the dude like an 8 out of 10. He's a really good back, maybe like 7.5 to 8, and he does everything so well. He can get through the tackles. When he sees space, he can hit holes.
That's what she said.
And have big runs. He's great at the goal line. He's good in pass protection. Like, he does everything really, really well. It's unfortunate that Jahmyr Gibbs like just blew up. It was like that episode of The Office, right? And like Pam is the prettiest one in The Office. We're talking like season 1 or 2. And then Amy Adams walks in one day and you're like, whoa, Amy Adams, she is like very beautiful. And you know, Kevin turns to Pam and she's like, are you jealous that she's here? And she's like, no, of course not. And he's like, she's prettier than you. And it's very offensive. And Pam's like, that's very rude, Kevin. And everyone in the office pays attention to Amy Adams all day. That's kind of what happened with Jahmyr Gibbs. Everyone just was like, oh my goodness. Like, yeah, David Montgomery, you know, we can't even, why are you even here? What are you still doing here? Like, Jahmyr Gibbs is here. Well, the Texans, they have been desperate for some running back consistency. And I don't think there's anyone better than David Montgomery to go there and play a 2 to 3 down back role. And he has expressed that he can handle a 3 down back role. He can be a workhorse, and that's what he wants to be for the Texans. Now, I'm drafting him in like every league. I am just so in on David Montgomery at least having one monstrous revenge tour this season. Woody Marks is there. Woody Marks kind of proved last season he's not really a 3 down back, but he's a good change of pace back and a good pass catching back. And from what the reports have shown, that's kind of what he's going to be this season. And you know what? I think that's great. I think, you know, that's what Gibbs started at, and hopefully Marks, this doesn't happen again to Montgomery, but I really think Montgomery's going to get the most valuable touches, the most consistent workload, and he's a player I am super in on at his ADP this season. Before I move on, I just wanted to give a quick shout out and thanks because we did hit our triple digit sub goal. So I want to thank everyone for subscribing. And like I said, we're going to be releasing videos all the way through the season, every single day. It's going to be so much fun. It's been such a fun journey and getting to meet all of you online. So whether you're new to the channel or you're back, like hitting the like button, subscribing, it means a lot to me. It supports me, and I hope to grow with you all. Let's move on to another guy that I would call like a discount AJ Brown, and that is DJ Moore. It's almost like they're twins or cousins, like AJ Brown, DJ Moore. AJ Brown is like the sexier pick, right? Has had a better career. He's got the Super Bowls. He's a little bit more of a diva than DJ Moore, even though like DJ Moore in my mind is like low key a little toxic too, which is okay. You know why? Because you want that in your receivers sometimes, maybe. DJ Moore, I've said in other videos, like very similar to AJ Brown. I don't know what their correlation is in the universe. It's weird, but his metrics were down last season as well. His win rate, his speed, his overall numbers, right? At least AJ Brown got to 1,000 yards. DJ Moore didn't even crack 700, right? And so that's the concerning part. Like I said in another video, like I'm kind of out on DJ Moore, but after watching the preseason develop, after seeing sort of his chemistry with Josh Allen, I think he should be going a little higher than where he's going right now. After all, he does get the best quarterback in the NFL, and it's not like he has a lot of competition there. Yes, the Bills like to spread the ball out, but also remember when Josh Allen did have an alpha in Stephon Diggs got fed, because when an elite quarterback actually has a player that's head and shoulders better than the players around them, they're going after that player because it makes them better, it makes the whole team better. And I think we're going to see that with DJ Moore. Not to the extent we saw it with Stephon Diggs when Stephon Diggs was in his prime. I think DJ Moore is like, he's at a weird prime. Like, he went to Chicago to go be the guy and it didn't fully work out, but he's not quite 30. He's like 29. And I think he still has some juice in him. We saw that in the preseason. And what, he's competing with dude like Khalil Shakir for targets. Like, Khalil Shakir, that sounds like the name of like my valedictorian from high school, and that dude was a nerd.
You just got jammed.
DJ Moore's walking in, he's jacked, he's pissed off, he wants to be the guy. He was disrespected in Chicago. Ben Johnson didn't utilize him right. Ben Johnson, another dude who likes to go to like 7 different people. So give DJ Moore to me at least 1 year with Josh Allen to just be pissed off, get over 1,000 yards receiving, get into that 7, 8, 9 touchdown range, and completely outperform his ADP. All right, the last player we are going to talk about today is a guy I call the little rat. And this is a dude I've never fully believed in, but I'm going to believe in him if I must for one fantasy season if he drops me, because he's going outside the top 12 quarterbacks right now. And that is Kyler Murray, now of the Minnesota Vikings. Can a dude have sort of like a worse rep, right? He was with the Cardinals and went from being a potential MVP candidate like 5 or 6 years ago through like 11 games. He was like leading in odds to just falling off a cliff. It feels like the league figured him out. Dude can't play in structure. He just runs around and plays backyard football all the time. He has good mechanics. Like, I'll give him that. He just has very little patience. It's like he's got like ADD back there and just can't figure it out. I mean, it's almost like he plays like too many video games and he's just like, ooh, I'm gonna, I don't want to do this. I just want to run around and try and beat every individual person on every visual move that I have, as opposed to just being like, hike, take a couple steps back, there's my guy, and throw the ball. But he's been maturing a little bit as a quarterback. It happens as you get older. You're kind of leaving your legs behind and trying to settle into your spot. And he now goes to Kevin O'Connell, who in his own right has a revenge year on his mind, because this dude ditches Sam Darnold. He says, you know what, Sam, you got us to 14 wins, but you had sort of a bad playoff game, and I don't think any of it was you. It was all my scheme. I drafted J.J. McCarthy. You can walk. I'm going to win with my boy 9.
For me, I call him 9. 9 comes out.
That went horribly. That dude has become the biggest laughing stock of the NFL and possibly the world. Like, that dude couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. And so they bring Kyler Murray, and after he leaves Arizona like benches him halfway through the season, like, we're done with you, dude. You just don't have it. And you know what? Maybe he doesn't have it. I've never been a Kyler believer, but he was also playing in Arizona, which is like just sort of a non-serious franchise, right? They draft pieces and they always just underutilize with them and they underperform and just no one really takes them seriously. And maybe he needs to go to a spot where he needs to be pushed. And he got pushed. He was in a quarterback competition. Granted, it was with 9. But you know what? He beat him out. He shows that he still wants to play in the NFL. And here's the deal. He's there on a 1 year. Like, he needs to make this year work. This year to him could be worth like, $75, $100 million if he plays well. So like, he has insane incentive to play well. It's not like, oh, I'm the guy and I'm on a 3-year deal so I can coast through. No, that is not going to happen. And like, Minnesota and Kevin O'Connell want to get back to the playoffs. They have Justin Jefferson. They have Jordan Addison. They have a guy who I'm really high on going late in drafts, Jordan Mason, in my mind. So if there's a year that you're going to wait on quarterback and you want to throw a dart at a dude who's outside the top 12, but could reasonably finish like inside the top, 8, 9, like you're getting some value on him. Sorry, saying 9 again. But I'm in on Kyler Murray in this offense with this head coach to have one good revenge year. And then after that, my hands are tied. Don't look at me. But give him one good year to show prime Kyler Murray what he can do. Thanks so much for watching the video. I really appreciate your time. If you got any value out of it, a like and a sub would mean a lot to me. We'll see you in the next one.